What's up, guys? It is Frankie here. It is week 9 of the 2021 NFL season. It's time to make some predictions. We're going to pick every game except for the games involving the Giants and the Chiefs because those two teams haven't played yet. Other than that, here are the games for week 9. The Thursday night game, the New York Jets and the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are 11-point favorites. This is interesting here because the Jets are coming off one of their best wins in years. I can't think, at least in recent history, of a Jets win that meant this much. That was this awesome because there was no win last year that I felt good about. But, I mean, considering that Cincinnati was huge favorites, the Jets were going in without their starter and without their top receiver and went on to beat a red-hot Cincinnati team. And to score 34 points. To have Mike White throw for 400 yards, the first Jets quarterback to do that since Vinny Testaverde. 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did throw 2 picks, but wow, I mean, he really played smart, conservative football. Didn't do too many dumb things. Just did the right things. Didn't make any unnecessary mistakes. Led the Jets to that victory here. And I'm feeling good about the Jets team. I know that this is eventually going to lead in the Jets falling apart, and I know this will eventually lead in Mike White probably having like a 5-pick game. But honestly, again, how if you're a Jets fan do you not feel good about this kind of performance to beat Cincinnati like that? And then you have the Colts, who tough loss there against Indianapolis. I mean, I kind of figured that I was stunned that Indianapolis were the favorites here. But the Colts just cannot beat teams with winning records. Their only wins have been against teams with losing records, which explains why you would probably pick them to beat the Jets here, and I think they will. I mean, Carson Wentz throwing that terrible interceptions there. They're late in the game, and yeah, now their chances are they're 3 behind the Tennessee in the division now. They got to try to get into a wild card spot. Wentz just threw some terrible picks yesterday that cost them the game. So, interesting spot here for the Colts. I think the Colts win, but honestly, I'm picking the Jets to cover because I don't think the Colts are that great right now. The Colts are vulnerable, and maybe I'm buying into the Mike White. I'm sipping the Mike White Kool-Aid, but 11's a big number. The Jets are hot right now. Head to Indianapolis. I could see them making this game close. I think the Colts will win this game. The Colts should win this game. But I think the Jets cover. I think they make it a 7-point, 6-point game here. I really think it's going to be close, competitive. And again, maybe I'm buying too much into White. We'll see if any Jets are back from injuries here. I mean, if he plays like he did against Cincinnati on Thursday, then we might actually have a quarterback controversy in New York. I don't want to go too far yet, but that could be a possibility if this continues. But I'm going to roll with the Jets here. I think they cover the spread. It's a big number, but I think they cover it here. I'm not totally convinced about Indianapolis right now. I think Indianapolis wins, but the Jets cover. Give me the Jets plus 11. The Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are 2.5-point favorites. I actually thought about taking Cleveland here in this game. I came close on it. Cleveland losing to Pittsburgh here. It's a rough spot for them right now. Just nothing performance against Pittsburgh. Baker has just not looked great. The defense isn't making big plays. A lot of injuries, a lot of stupid penalties. Odell, it's just sad. Like, look at what's happened with Odell here. I know Baker's been hurt, so I guess that can explain why he hasn't been great. But just nothing here from Cleveland. Jarvis Landry fumbled yesterday. It's just not good. Even though it has a nice run game, there's just not a lot going there for Cleveland. I'm going to roll with Cincinnati in this game, even though Cincinnati, that is probably the worst loss of the season for them, to be up 11 against a backup quarterback and to not pull it off. There's a little concerns here. I mean, they have been a great defense, but it was concerning seeing how easy Mike White was able to go down the field yesterday. I mean, if you let Mike White run all over you, how's it going to be like going up against your other guys? But they did just dominate Lamar Jackson, so it's not all bad news there. I think Cincinnati bounces back in this game. I think if Cincinnati wins this game, this could be really Cleveland going off the deep end here. Again, I think the Bengals win. They're just a little bit better right now. I think Burrow bounces back. I don't know what's going on with Baker. Hopefully he's his torn ligaments gets better, but it looks like the Cleveland's teetering here. I think Cincinnati capitalizes that at home. I think they win this game. I think they win it by 5 or 6. Give me the Bengals minus 2.5. The Denver Broncos and the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are 7-point favorites. Denver, coming off yesterday, beating Washington. Nice to see them get that win there. They clawed in that game. They did everything they could. Again, despite injuries there, not having Judy, not having their tight end. I'm not even going to bother to pronounce his name. Just did enough to win this game here against Washington. There's some issues with the offensive line. They don't protect Bridgewater well at all. I wish they would get more to the run game. They're not doing that though. But it worked here in this game. The offense needs to get cooking here for Denver. I don't think they will here coming up. I'm rolling with Dallas, and this is assuming that Dak plays. I think Dak will play. It was not until last minute that we found out that he wasn't going to play last night against Minnesota. But Cooper Rush, man, first of all, great name. And second of all, to just pull that off there, get the late touchdown to Amari Cooper. Yesterday was a big game for backup quarterbacks. But he threw for 325 yards, 24 for 40. First start of his career, 2 touchdowns. He did have a lot of great guys working with him, CeeDee Lamb, Zeke, Cooper. But he played well. The defense did enough there, limiting Kirk Cousins and company. Let's hope Tyron Smith, let's hope that he's able to get back soon because that looked like a rough injury there. But, how big for this team, even without Dak, to pull off that win at home, just a very special moment for Dallas. And so I think Dak does play in this game. Even if it's not, I still think Dallas wins just because I'm not trusting Denver's offense here. I think Dallas' defense will devour them. So I think no matter who the quarterback is, I think Dallas' defense is going to do a great job. And I think Dak plays. And I think Dak, Zeke, Cooper, everybody, Noah Brown, they dominate here. At home, I think they win this one pretty easily. Give me the Cowboys -7. The Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins. The Deshaun Watson Bowl. The Dolphins are 7-point favorites. This game's a mess. There's nothing good you can say about Houston right now. We thought they were getting rid of Deshaun Watson, and then they're not. Credit for fighting at the end of that game against the Rams, but you're just bad. And the Dolphins, it's just, wow. And we thought this team was a legitimate playoff contender at one point at the beginning of the year, and it is just a rough spot there. They tried against Buffalo, but just not enough. I'll go with the Dolphins. Another game that you should not, under any circumstance, bet. You're a compulsive gambler if you bet this game. I'm rolling with the Dolphins. Someone has to win. They're at home. Why not? But gosh, I don't feel good about this at all. Give me the Dolphins -7. The Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are 5.5-point favorites. Atlanta is just, it's bad. Losing to Carolina there. Could not finish on the offense. The run defense is rough for them. Calvin Ridley, at the last second, said I'm not playing. He's got personal problems that he's dealing with. Wish him all the best. Hope that he comes back. Actually, I don't even know if she comes. Don't even bother. Don't even bother with Atlanta. It's just that's a complete. It's not even worth it. Take the rest of the year off. Come back. Let's see what Kyle Pitts can do. Cordell Patterson and all these guys, but yeah, could not finish the deal there against Carolina. New Orleans, on the other hand, this is rough because they did win here against Tampa, and that was surprising. I thought Tampa Bay was sure was going to win that game. And for New Orleans to win that game without Jameis, to come through, for the defense to force 3 turnovers on Tom Brady, including the pick 6 at the end. Trevor Siemian played well. This is why I love the NFL, is because every once in a while, you'll see a quarterback, they'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. And that was a classic. I remember that guy. I remember Trevor Siemian. I haven't thought about him in years, but there he is. He's that guy that you see 4, 5, 6 years ago, and he comes back as a backup. And just a great job for New Orleans defense. Not perfect. They did give up 2 deep passes late in the game, but they really held on against Tampa with a backup quarterback. They really held on well. But we believe Jameis is going to miss extended time. Are they going to go with Taysom Hill? He has had a concussion for a while. They might stick with Simeon. There's been people online were saying get Cam Newton. I don't understand why Cam. I know Cam is not the quarterback that he once was. I would at least try it. You got Sean Payton there. If he can take something out of Jameis Winston, maybe he can find something. Maybe he can find that old Cam. That's what I would at least think about doing there. But I'm still gonna roll with New Orleans here, just because Atlanta just seems like it is a complete free fall, and New Orleans just seems like it's a little bit better put together here. I think the defense pick up a couple big plays. I think they win this one. Again, not a big time game. Not a game that you probably shouldn't bet either, just because of the uncertainty about who New Orleans' quarterback is going to be. I'm still going to take New Orleans, no matter who it is, no matter who's quarterback in the team. I'm going to take the Saints here in this game. I just think they're better, and they're at home. Give me the Saints -5.5. The New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The Patriots are 3-point favorites. New England barely beats the Chargers. It's a real sloppy team at New England. I know they just won the game, but I've been weirded out by how non-Patriots they look. There's a lot of penalties with this team. Can't hold on to the ball. They did win the game yesterday, and so I will give them credit. Adrian Phillips, 2 picks, including the pick 6 at the end. Mac Jones had a nice start, and then kind of suffered the rest of the game, and then had a nice fourth quarter drive to finish it up. But There's just a team that has a lot of penalties, a lot of dumb mistakes the Patriots make, which is very un-Patriots like, especially for a team coached by Bill Belichick. So we'll see if New England can bounce back here. What are they? 4-3, 4-4. They have an interesting stretch here. They got Carolina, Cleveland, and Atlanta. I mean, those could be 3 wins in a row here for New England. So maybe they can use this win here against the Chargers to move forward here in a positive direction. Carolina, they did beat Atlanta. They did a good job protecting Sam Darnold, that's all you need there. Protect Sam, and he still got hurt. Is that they finally protect Sam and Sam gets hurt, which is just rough. And they did run the ball a lot, 47 times, 203 yards. We think they're going to get Christian McCaffrey back here. He should come off injury reserve this week, so hopefully that benefits Carolina there. I'm going to say Carolina wins. I'm going to guess that Donald comes back, although who knows with the NFL at this point. I think McCaffrey, he comes back. Carolina's at home. I think New England makes a couple big mistakes here late, and that gives Carolina the win. I would like to think they run the ball, and I think that they pull it off here. Interesting game, weird game here. Again, very even game. I'm honestly surprised it's not a pick 'em, but I guess it's. And Carolina's the underdog, which I don't. Again, I guess the McCaffrey stuff you really have concerns about. Is he going to be there? Is he going to be healthy? So I'm going to roll with Carolina. McCaffrey coming back, hopefully. I think Sam does a nice job. I think Carolina either wins or it's a 1.2 point loss, or maybe it's a tie. Maybe it's not a tie, but a push. Either way, I'm taking the Panthers. Give me the Panthers +3. The Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Bills are 14-point favorites. Josh Allen, the favorite for MVP. The Bills, the favorite to win. That is as in Vegas right now. The Bills' favorite to win the Super Bowl. Again, Allen had a fantastic season, had the nice rushing touchdown at the end. 4 consecutive scoring drives to end the game. It took them a while to get going against Miami. It took them way longer to really find it. The defense struggled all game. Letting Tua make big plays. The offense in the first half really couldn't. They only converted 1 out of 6 third downs. Only converted 5 first downs. 3 points, the lowest the team has had in a half since 2019. Eventually, they found their footing. Eventually, they got it going. And, they did a nice job adjusting to the Dolphins' blitz there in the second half. So, I'm still a believer here in the Bills. It took them a while, but they got it going here. And I'm asking them to bet against the Jaguars, who, 14 even seems low. I do feel bad for Trevor Lawrence. I know it's a weird thing to feel bad for rookie quarterback, but there's nobody there on this team. There's no one on Jacksonville. There's no one to throw to. There's no one to give the ball to. There's no one that you can on defense that can really. There's nothing. But he was bad yesterday. He was terrible. But there's nothing there. This team has not gotten any better since week 1. Urban Meyer is just biding his time. Just fire that man and let's just move on. Admit you made a mistake and move on. I'm taking Buffalo here. I'm rolling with Bills. It's 14 points. Why the heck not? Again, they're the best team in the NFL, I feel like. They are far and away the best team in this game. And I think in this game they will show their dominance. Give me the Bills, -14. The Minnesota Vikings and the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 5.5-point favorites. Tough loss for Minnesota against Dallas. Going up against a backup quarterback. Because Dallas did have some penalties yesterday. They had some turnovers, and they still could not really get it done. Kirk Cousins, just another weak primetime performance from Kirk Cousins in that game. There's just nothing really the offense could really get going. It was not explosive. And again, if you think Cooper Rush, if you can't stop him, the next 3 games for Minnesota, they got Lamar Jackson, they got Justin Herbert, they got Aaron Rodgers. You could see 3 straight losses here for Minnesota. Your defense better step up because it is not looking good. And yeah, the defense just had a weak performance there. So my concerns on I've never been a fan of Cousins. I've never trusted Cousins, I should say. And then they go off the Ravens, who are coming off a bye, which they needed after that just awful loss to Cincinnati. I'm still a believer in this Ravens team. I'm still a believer in Lamar. The secondary is a weakness here for Baltimore, but there's a lot of talent on the offensive side. I think they'll overcome it. They're at home. Again, they're rested, week off. I think they will be at home. Well, obviously, they are at home. They'll be in their element. They're going to feel much better in this game. The offense is going to come through. I think the Ravens in this game win it by about 10. Minnesota will try, but it will not be enough. I'm rolling with the Ravens. I'm rolling with Baltimore. I'm rolling with Lamar and company. Even if it's a weak Ravens secondary, I think the Ravens get it done. Give me the Ravens -5.5. The Los Angeles Chargers and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Chargers are 2.5-point favorites. Chargers losing to New England here. Second straight year that Justin Herbert played terribly against New England. I mean, in fact, last year he got hit 11 times. In this game, he threw 2 picks. New England just gives him fits. And Chargers now dealing with injuries to Michael Davis and Asante Samuel. They're going to need help there on the secondary. Yeah, the defense is really falling apart here with the injuries. I'm still rolling with the Chargers. Why? Because I still don't trust the Eagles here in this game. I'm not convinced about Philadelphia. They did run the ball yesterday, which was good. What did they run? 39 times. They had 4 touchdowns there between Jordan Howard and Boston Scott. That's what you need to do. Get the ball away from Hurts more often. It's not that Hurts is bad, but make it so that he doesn't have to do everything. Give the running backs a chance to shine, and then you'll see what Hurts can do. Also, they did play the Lions, so that's not exactly the most convincing performance. It's like you played against the worst team in the NFL. So now they have a tough game here against a very fine team here in the Chargers. I'm gonna take the Chargers though. 2.5 points. I think Herbert does enough. I think they capitalize on some Eagles mistakes. That's what I'm leaning towards in this game. Tough game again. Not sold right now on either side. I thought the Chargers would have been a little bit better now. But they've had some issues here. But I'm gonna roll with the Chargers because Philadelphia has still got major concerns right now about Philadelphia, and we'll see if they can bounce back here. But I'm gonna roll with the Chargers. Give me the Chargers minus 2.5. I know that wasn't very convincing, but whatever. Give me the Chargers minus 2.5. The Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. The Cardinals are 2.5 point favorites. The undefeated season for the Cardinals is over, which is probably fine. I don't think this team is ever going to go 6-0, so it's fine. They got that distraction off them now. A lot of they've had a lot to deal with. They've had injuries. They've had COVID. They've just had a lot of things thrown their way. They still had a chance with 15 seconds to win that game, and then I don't know what the heck AJ Brown was doing. It's not great. Now, last season we saw the Cardinals start off hot, and then injuries and everything, and Murray being hurt, and then they all fall apart. And we did see Murray have a walking boot on in his left leg. I'm assuming he's going to be okay. At least let's hope so. I haven't heard anything different. But that is what's going to kill the Cardinals. Not their talent, it's the injuries. You got to hope that Arizona can stay healthy here. I think they will. At least I hope so. But I'm not a doctor, so what the heck do I know? San Francisco, on the other hand, beat Chicago. That was a must-win game for them because now they've got, again, 2 very difficult situations here coming up. The Cardinals and another good team that I don't have their name at the moment, but I know it's a good team. But Arizona, I'm gonna take them here. And although, yeah, the Niners, Deebo Samuel's been awesome this year. Niners did what they need to do against the Bears. Not very inconsistent team though for the Niners here. Very not great on both sides of the ball. I feel like, or not great, but like they can't play a full game. They have trouble playing a full game here, having both teams be great at the same time. And so I think Arizona's a better team. I'm going to say that Arizona's healthy in this game. I'm going to say Kyler Murray continues doing Kyler Murray things. I think the Cardinals pull it off. Niners will give an effort here. Jimmy G, we might see a good performance here from Jimmy G. But in the end, I think the Cardinals get it done. I think the Cardinals win this game by 7. Give me the Cardinals minus 2.5. The Tennessee Titans and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are 7.5 point favorites. I was going to take the Titans here in this game until about 30 minutes ago when I heard the news that Derrick Henry has suffered a potentially season-ending injury, which is just devastating for the Titans. That is the last. I mean, he's the heart and soul of this team. All due respect to Tannehill, Derrick Henry carries this team. Derrick Henry leads this team, and I hate the fact that he's going to be hurt. It looks like for the rest of the season because he's so awesome. And even yesterday, it looked like he was. Yesterday, it looked like, all right, I thought they were giving him the ball a lot. I mean, back-to-back weeks where they gave him the ball at least 28, 29 times, and it finally wore on him. He got hurt. So that's the thing. Like, if you have a running back like Derrick Henry, use him, but don't use him too much. You got to let him, have some time to breathe. And that's the problem with these running backs. Is as great as they are, they get worn down so easily, which is just sad because I love watching these guys play. But yeah, the Henry injury, I think, is going to kill this team. We'll see if Tennessee can do something here. I mean, Tennessee's still looking good here in the AFC South, but this injury, I think, really hurts them. And we got to see if Tannehill and who else in Tennessee can really come through. But I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams here in this game. Rams are 7.5 point favorites. Rams took care of the easy part of their schedule, beating the Giants, the Lions, and the Texans. Really did what they needed to do here. Yes, there's there's some guys on offense I would have liked to have seen Deshaun Jackson, but it looks like that ship has sailed. Tudo Atwell, shoulder injury. Van Jefferson limped off. It looks like hopefully he's going to be okay. But the Rams still do have a lot of talent on the receiver. They still have Kupp, they still have Robert Woods. Just would have liked to see more from those guys. Would have liked to see more from the receivers. Hope they stop getting hurt. But they did what they needed to do in that game against Houston, and I say they will do that here against Tennessee. I don't know what the line's going to be by the end of this week. Maybe it's a point or two higher. I mean, I think it already went from like up 6.5 to 7.5, so maybe it jumps a little bit higher. Because losing a player like Derrick Henry is just gut-wrenching for Tennessee. So I think the Rams in this game, they're big favorites. I think they come together, they win this one. I think they win it by 10. And again, nothing against Tennessee here, who's a fine team, but I just feel like losing a player like that, it's going to be hard to replace. So I'm going to take the Rams here in this one. Give me the Rams minus 7.5. The Monday night game, the Chicago Bears and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are 6.5 point favorites. The Bears thought they had this 1-1 against San Francisco yesterday. Then they allowed 3 second-half touchdowns. They've allowed 30 points or more in back-to-back games for the second time under Matt Nagy. The Justin Fields run for a touchdown was awesome, but you had a chance to win that one. You let San Francisco run right back in that game. They now trail the Packers by 4 games in that division, so it looks like now they've got to try to get a wild card spot here, but it doesn't look great for them. And now they take on Pittsburgh, they give them credit. They won that game without a kicker. Kicker got roughed up, and they grinded that one out. It was not the most impressive victory of the year, but they hard-nosed football. They ran the ball well with Najee Harris, 24 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Nice to see Pat Furman yesterday get 4 catches, 44 yards. And the defense did a solid job here. So, yeah, this is not exactly the best Monday night game of the week that you could not exactly primetime stuff here for ESPN or ABC to be putting this game on here, considering the Bears are struggling and the Steelers don't look like that great of a team. But I'm going to roll with Pittsburgh, 6.5 points. I think the defense shuts down Fields here in this game. We've seen problems with Fields here this season. I think that will continue in this game because I think the defense is going to be all over him. I have Pittsburgh winning this game pretty easily, and let's just hope they get a kicker. That's my biggest concern right now. Get a kicker for Pittsburgh, and let's see how they bounce back. I have no idea what Ben's going to be, but I think the running game of the defense will do enough for Pittsburgh to get the win and cover the spread. Give me the Steelers minus 6.5. That's it for now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below. I'll be back tomorrow to break down the Raiders-Giants game and the Chiefs-Packers game. Also, later this week, we will have a lot of baseball videos as we talk about Game 6 and potentially Game 7 of the World Series. We'll have those videos. More NBA videos coming up. A lot of things coming up here throughout the rest of the year. Hope to see you guys on this channel. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below. Take care, and God bless.